Hey there guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at the various Street Fighter games I have in my collection. Now I don't have very many of them, so this should be pretty quick and easy, but just as painful. Let's get started. First stop is the Super Nintendo version. This is the only Street Fighter 2 I have on Super Nintendo, and I'm not really sure how many there is for the Super Nintendo, but this is the only one I have, like I said. This is the first one they released after the arcade original, obviously. It's pretty good, sounds great. The controls are pretty good for the Super Nintendo. Not much else to be said, so pick it up if you have it. And it's pretty good, sounds great. Controls are pretty good, not much else to be said. I remember when I first got this with my Super Nintendo back in the day. Got a bunch of games with my Super Nintendo, and I had no idea what this was. The label was just jacked up, and maybe somebody spilled coffee on it or something. And yeah, the game was didn't really run that well, so really just hard to play. But anyway, after a while, I did get a much cleaner copy, which is the one you see now. So yeah, it's fun. Yeah, not much else to say about this. This is the only Street Fighter game I own on Super Nintendo. So yeah, no turbo or whatever else is on the Super Nintendo, just plain old run-of-the-mill Street Fighter 2. Now the Genesis version doesn't look as good as the Super Nintendo version, and it sounds like garbage, but what matters most is gameplay, and the Genesis is excellent. Now I've only recently gotten into fighting games, and I'm more of a casual player in general, but I would still recommend picking up a 6-button controller for this game alone. It's sad that you have to pick up a second controller just to play this game, and honestly I kind of prefer a 3-button controller design, but you don't want to be caught playing Street Fighter with a 3-button controller. People will think you have problems. Anyway, back to the graphics and sound. Yeah, they kinda suck on Genesis, but like I said, what matters most is gameplay, and Genesis does deliver. Unfortunately, this would be the only Street Fighter game the Genesis would receive. The Super Nintendo would get many more. I don't have those, but it would just show who Capcom preferred at the time. Now, let's check out another console that Capcom preferred a little bit more than the Sega Genesis. That's right, the 3DO. This underappreciated console would receive its own port of Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, which was damn near arcade perfect. So yeah, Capcom or Panasonic or whoever the hell ported this game should be commended. Good job, guys. This is by far my favorite version to play on any retro console. My only complaint has to be the controller. The 3DO controller is a mix between the Super Nintendo and the Genesis pad. It has shoulder buttons and only 3 face buttons. It's so close to having enough buttons, but just falls one short. So you find yourself having to use the start or play pause button thing. It's not as bad as some people on the internet would have you believe, but it's just kind of uncomfortable. Mostly I just found myself not bothering using it. I know a lot of people would say there's 6-button controllers online from third parties, but most of them just feel really cheap and unreliable. Hopefully someday we get a nice third-party release controller for the 3DO from either 8BitDo or Retro Fighters, but I'm sure the 3DO market is just too small and niche for them. And I get it, which is why I don't understand why they don't simply make a 3DO adapter for their existing controllers. Seriously, 8BitDo has tons of adapters for their wireless controllers for the NES, Genesis, Super Nintendo, even the TurboGrafx 16. How hard would it be to make an adapter for the 3DO, just so I can use my wireless 6-button Genesis pad on my 3DO? Come on, 8-bit dough, dumbasses. Now you might be thinking that's it for Street Fighter 2, right? I don't know anything on the Saturn, that's for sure. Pretty expensive. But no, that's not it. Ultra Street Fighter 2, the final challengers on Switch. And before you go down in the comments, no, I did not buy this brand new. I got this used. I have limits in my life. Please. This thing was $40 brand new. Come on. Yeah, I gotta pay that. So this thing is basically the same thing. It's got some different modes. It's basically Street Fighter 2. They just changed the name a little bit. But I would have preferred if they called it Ultra Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, the final challengers. So I think missed opportunity there. But hey, what are you gonna do? But yeah, it's basically Street Fighter 2. Cool. And finally, less than a year later, Capcom slapped all the Switch owners that paid $40 for the Street Fighter 2 Ultra thing by releasing this game for $30 rather than $40 for the other one. And this game comes with like 12 Street Fighter games, 5 of which are Street Fighter 2, all arcade versions, and yeah, so that's awesome. Just gonna mention it because it has Street Fighter 2 on it. I picked it up for 20 bucks on clearance at Walmart. That's it. Anyway guys, that is all the versions of Street Fighter 2 that I currently own. Like I said, I'm more of a casual fan. I have been enjoying them more often. Been playing the 3DO version, the Genesis a little bit. Been playing the Switch version probably the most. Definitely kind of the whole arcade lineage. I would recommend picking up that one. Like I said, I found it for 20 bucks on clearance at Walmart. I'm still seeing copies at various Walmarts. So if you're interested in Street Fighter 2 or Street Fighter in general, I would recommend picking it up. If you wanted to get those games individual on retro consoles, you'd be spending well over $100 on some of those games individually. So definitely look into getting that. Anyway, thank you for watching. Let me know down in the comments, what is your favorite version of Street Fighter 2 or your favorite Street Fighter game in general? Is it the original, which kind of sucks? If it is, that's really weird, but let me know down in the comments. Thank you for watching, and you have a great rest of your day.